Good morning, boys. Today we are going to see about the lesson conservation of plants and animal. Conservation. What do you mean by conservation? Protecting, giving some protection. We have to protect the plants and animals. So our planet is covered with many plants, animals, all living beings. About 70 to 100 lakhs of species are found on our earth. So the sum total of these animals is known as biodiversity. What do you mean by biodiversity? Bio means life. Diversity means the living organism. The life of the living organism on the earth, on the planet is known as biodiversity. So our planet is covered by many forests. In the forest many trees are there, many animals, everything is there. Forest provide many useful products. See it, flowers, they are abundant fruits, fruit trees are there, and then many wild animals are there. So what we have to do mean we have to conserve the forest. So in this lesson what we are going to see mean we are going to see about the deforestation, afforestation and the effects of deforestation and the uses of afforestation. These are all we are going to see these topics. First about deforestation. What do you mean by deforestation? That is cutting of the tree. So deforestation means cutting of the trees. So our forest is considered to be renewable resource. So in this there are 30% of world's land surface is covered with forest. What they are producing? The forest is producing more oxygen. The plants are taking up carbon dioxide. What they are producing? They are producing more oxygen. Then they are producing many important goods like timber. Timber means the wood. And many forest products, that is paper and medicinal plants. Everything is coming from the forest only. The control, what they are doing, they are controlling the water runoff, and then they are protecting the soil. Soil erosion is protected by the forest. In the forest what are there? The trees are there. They are protecting the soil from erosion. And then so everything, and then climatic change is also protected by the forest. So but every year what we are all doing mean we are all destroying these forests. So without knowing these uses, what we are doing? We are cutting down the forest. So what does it leads to? It leads to whether so the trees are not there, so we cannot find any tree. What will happen? The carbon dioxide will be accumulated more because the forests are providing oxygen. So carbon dioxide will be accumulated and soil erosion will happen, pollution will happen, everything will be happen because of the cutting of the tree. So destruction of forest in order to make the land available for different use. So destruction, cutting down of the tree is known as destructing the forest. Destructing the forest for our own use. The availability of the land will be there. So we are occupying that land. So that is known as deforestation, destruction of the forest. Cutting down the trees, destruction of the forest for the availability of the land is known as deforestation. What does it will do? It will imbalance the nature. So increasing temperature of the our temperature will be increased, and then deficiency in rainfall will happen. Rainfall will not, we cannot find the rainfall at all. So these are the effects of deforestation. What do you mean by deforestation? Cutting down, destruction of the forest for the availability of our land we are using for our use is known as deforestation. Why we are cutting the trees? What are the causes of deforestation? First one, agricultural expansion. By agriculture, what we are doing, we are growing food. In order to meet for the food, in order to give food for the people, population, what we are doing, we are doing the agricultural land. We are the agricultural land for the production of the food. What we are doing, we are cutting down the trees. So land will be available. So first reason is for the agricultural expansion. In order to give food for the people, growing population, what we are doing, we are cutting down the tree for our availability. And then fire and wood, flood. These are also main cause for deforestation. Then with the increasing population, there is over demand of food. So in order to meet the food demand, we are cutting down the tree and occupying the land for agriculture. So first reason is the agricultural expansion. Next, urbanization. The people are moving from the village, what they are doing, moving towards the cities, So in order to give space for the people, what we are doing, we are abolishing the forest and giving land for occupation. So urbanization, expansion of the cities, more land are occupied by the people. What we are doing, we are cutting down the forest. So construction of road and then development of the houses, mineral expansion. For all these reasons, we are cutting the tree. So for the construction of the houses and for the construction of the road and also for the mineral expansion, mineral exploitation, expansion of industry. So if the more population is there, mean automatically industry will be constructed. So what we are, for that what we are doing, we are destroying the forest. So urbanization, moving of the population towards the cities. In the cities, people are occupied. So for them, the land for construction of the house and also for the construction of road, railway, for everything we are abolishing the forest. Next, about mining. The mining of gold. These industry, what they are doing, gold, silver, etc. They need more land to establish their industry. So what they are doing, they are cutting down the forest. They require more amount of forest land, and also their industrial waste. They themselves, what it is doing, it is abolishing the forest in the trees in the forest. Then the waste also destroying the forest every year. Next, about construction of dam. In order to supply the water for the people, we are constructing the land. We are constructing the dam. So more land is occupied by us. So for the supply of water, what we are doing, we are constructing the dams. Dams are constructed. For that, what require more land is required. So we are destroying the forest for the construction of the dam. And then for timber production, so the wood industries like matchstick, for the production of matchstick and then furniture. What they are doing, they are cutting down the forest. Main base industry is for the base is the wood. So they are cutting the forest, the wood industry is cutting down the forest for the production of the furniture, matchstick, etc. So some are illegally cutting down the forest. So these are all the destruction of some of the valuable trees. Some valuable trees are cut down because of the illegal activity. So for the timber production, timber mean wood industries. They need more wood. For that, what they are doing, they are cutting down the forest. Next, about forest fire by nature. In many forests, fire are usually expected from time to time. From time to time, this particular season, the forest fire will happen by nature. So because of human activity also, fire is happened. And then what the fire do, it will wipe out all the trees across many acres of forest are destroyed because of the fire. And then so this will, what does it will do? This will affect the biodiversity and the economy. Everything will be destroyed because of the forest fire. And then cyclone. Every season, for every year, this cyclone, what does it will do? It will destroy the trees in a massive scale. They not only destroy the tree, but also what they do, the livelihood of the people also affected because of the cyclone. So many cyclone happened. These many years, every year the cyclone is happened. What does it will do? It will destroy many trees and also the livelihood of the people. For example, Fani in Orissa, 2012 the cyclone happened. Then Gaja in Tamil Nadu, 2018, Peta in Andhra Pradesh 2018, and then Okai in Tamil Nadu, then 2017, Varda Tamil Nadu 2016, and then Niver in Tamil Nadu 2020. So these are all the some of the cyclones which happened every year in all the states. Okay, so these are the main causes for the deforestation. So under this lesson what we are seeing about the conservation of plants and animal, what is deforestation? Among that what we are seeing, first one is the deforestation. What do you mean by deforestation? Destruction of the land for the availability of the land is known as deforestation. So biodiversity means the living life of the all plants and animals. Everything is included in our earth. So how they are affected. In this lesson we are going to see. Okay, so cutting down the forest is known as deforestation, destruction of the land. So what are the reason? What are the causes why we are cutting the trees? Because of agriculture. In order to give food supply for the people, what we are doing? We are abolishing the forest. Then for urbanization, the movement of the people towards the city, now for the construction of the house, construction of the road, and also for many reasons, what we are doing? We are cutting down the forest. Then mining. Mining means the minerals, the taking out down of the minerals. So for example, gold, they need more land for mining. So and also what they are doing? They are letting down the waste material into the forest. So more forest area are destroyed. Then for the construction of the dam, for the supply, water supply, we are destroying the forest. Then timber production, the wood industries need more wood. What they are doing? They are cutting down more trees for the making of furniture and matchstick, everything, etc. Then forest fire, forest by nature, forest fire happen. What they are doing? They are abolishing the more land, more forest, more trees are cut. What they are doing? They are tremendously affected. And then cyclone. For every year this cyclone also, what it is doing? Massively it is destroying the trees, and also the people also affected because of the cyclone. So these are the causes for the deforestation, why we are cutting. Then after that what we are going to see about what are the effects. If we cut the forest, what will happen? So first one is the extinction of the species. What do you mean by extinction? So what are the effects of deforestation? First we are going to, what are the effects? So what I said priorly, what the forests are providing? They are providing oxygen. Carbon dioxide is taken out, and then what they are releasing? They are releasing the oxygen supply. If the oxygen supply is cut down, what will happen? The rainfall will be affected. So increase in population result in the destruction of the forest. So nearly 10 lakh hectares of forest are destroyed by the people. Because of our activity, 10 lakh acres of land is destroyed. So because of the deforestation, what are the effects? Extinction of the species. What do you mean by extinction? So many loss of wonderful species. So loss, we are losing the wonderful species because of the destruction of the forest. Then so many animals are on the verge of extinction. They are on the line. So their population will be reduced more because of the destruction. So 80% of the world's species remain in tropical forest. So 50 to 100 species are destroyed each day as the result of deforestation. 50 to 100 species are destroyed because of the effects of deforestation, because of the human activity, because of cutting of the tree. They could not find their home place. So what will happen? The species will going to die. This is known as extinction. Then about soil erosion. What do you mean by soil erosion? What the plants are doing, they are holding the soil firmly because their roots are firmly fixed inside the soil. What the trees are doing, they are holding the soil. So the topsoil which contain all the minerals. So that is eroded, that is washed away because of the rain. So if the trees are there, mean what that will do mean they will hold the soil firmly because they are fixing to the soil, they are holding the soil firmly so that the soil will not be eroded easily. If the topsoil is lost, mean all the nutrients will be washed away. So in order to prevent, the plants are holding the soil firmly. So that is affected. So extreme, what does it will happen? If the tree is not there, mean extreme temperature will happen. What does that will do? That will destroy, abolish the minerals which are present on the soil. So the moisture will be dries up, the soil moisture will be dried up. Okay, so the nutrients will be evaporated. Then it also causes the bacteria to break down the organic matter. Some of the bacteria are helping for the breakdown of the organic matter. That also affected by the cutting down of the trees. Then the root of the trees retain their water. So they are retaining some water, and then what they are doing, they are giving some moisture in the atmosphere. With the help of the moisture, rainfall will happen. Everything will be destructed because of the deforestation. Next, water cycle. So the trees, what the trees are doing, they are sucking the water from the soil and then releasing it into the atmosphere, so that there is some moisture will be found on the atmosphere, water vapor. So they are sending some water vapor through transpiration. Transpiration means excess of water will be released in the atmosphere by the plants. That is known as transpiration. So when the trees are cut down, the amount of water vapor will be reduced. What does it will lead to? Less rainfall. We cannot find the rainfall. So that is known as water cycle. So the water, what they are doing, they are taking up the the plants, what they are doing, they are taking up the water, and then if the excess of water is there, mean what they are doing, they are releasing into the atmosphere as water vapor. With the help of, if the water vapor along with the water vapor along with the cloud comes rain. So if what will happen, if there is no water or no trees, mean what will happen, the cycle will be destructed. Next, flood. Trees absorb and store more water, okay, with the help of their roots, as I said. Then when the trees are cut down, the flow of water will be restricted. What will happen? It will lead to flooding. So flood will happen because of more rainfall if there is no water, no plants. Then when we take about Amazon forest, the largest rainfall happened there because it is located in Brazil. Amazon forest is located in Brazil. So what it will do, it will stabilize the earth climate because more forest, more trees are there in the Amazon forest. So slow global warming by fixing the carbon dioxide and producing 20% of world's oxygen will be produced because of the Amazon forest. So it is also known as lungs of the planet. Amazon forest, what they are doing, more trees we can find there. What they are doing, they are producing 20% of the oxygen supply. So next about global warming, important thing. The global warming, what is that? What we are inhaling? We are inhaling oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide, isn't it? So what the plants are doing, they are taking up the carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. So if we destruct the forest, what will happen? The amount of oxygen production will be reduced, isn't it? So more carbon dioxide, what we are releasing only carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide accumulates in the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide along with the water vapor and then methane. So this carbon dioxide, water vapor and methane, ozone, nitrous oxide. So the carbon dioxide, what we are releasing is accumulated in the atmosphere. That carbon dioxide along with water vapor, methane, ozone and nitrous oxide, what they are forming? They are forming greenhouse. Okay, what they are forming? They are forming greenhouse. Okay, then the solar energy, sun's energy falling on the earth's surface. Okay, so that is reflected into the atmosphere. Solar energy is reflected into our atmosphere. So the part of the sun's energy reflected is, they also goes to the greenhouse. So the part of the sun's energy is falling on the greenhouse. What they are doing? They are back to the earth and then keep it warm. Okay, the sun's energy falling on the greenhouse gases. What they are doing? They are reflecting the warmth, that is heat. Then the part goes into the space. So sun's energy is there. What it is doing? It is falling on our earth, isn't it? So it also fall on the greenhouse gases. The greenhouse gases, that is carbon dioxide, water vapor, methane, ozone and nitrous oxide. In turn, what they are doing? They are reflecting that heat and then the part goes into the space. So these gases, what they are doing? They are accumulating, they are trapping the heat energy and then leading into increasing the temperature. So they are trapping the heat energy and releasing that heat into the atmosphere. This is what known as greenhouse, that is global warming. Our global is warming. So this result in melting of the glaciers which are found on the Himalayas. What will happen? It is melting and also disrupt the life of the polar region. Polar bear, everything will be destructed. So the gases which, what we are doing mean we are releasing carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide gas accumulated in the atmosphere. Along with the carbon dioxide, water vapor, methane, ozone and nitrous oxide, what it is doing? It is forming the greenhouse gases. They are known as greenhouse gases. What the sun's energy is doing? It is reflecting the heat into the atmosphere. It also falls along with the greenhouse gases. What they are doing? They are trapping the heat and sending it to the atmosphere. So more heat is accumulated in the atmospheric region. So what will happen? So increases the temperature of the earth. That is known as global warming. Why it is happening? Because of the destruction of the forest. Next, destruction of the homeland. Our homeland will be destructed because of the deforestation. So people live in and depend on some people are depend on forest for their living, survival. They get food and many resources from them. So if we destruct the forest, what will happen? Their life will be, survival will be destructed. These are the effects of what is that? Deforestation. So extinction of the species. Many species will be destroyed, died. They are on the verge of extinction because of the cutting down of the tree. And then soil erosion. If the soil is eroded, the top soil which contain nutrients, everything will be eroded. So soil become warm. they get more, but the temperature of the soil, temperature falls on the soil, everything will be destructed. So soil erosion will be happened because of the deforestation. Water cycle. The plants are taking up water and they are sending it into the atmosphere through transpiration. This water, what will happen? Because of this, more rainfall will happen. That will be destructed because of the forest deforestation. Flood, because the plants are holding the water. So if the flood comes, mean what will happen? If the plant is not there, mean more destruction of land will be happen because of flood. Then global warming, increasing the region of the increasing temperature in the atmosphere is known as global warming. Why it is happened? Mean because of the accumulation of the carbon dioxide gases. Then destruction of homeland. Some people are dependent upon the forest for their survival. If we destruct the forest, what will happen? Their livelihood will be destructed. So these are the main causes and effects of deforestation. So next about afforestation. What we should do? What are the effects of afforestation? What is the remedy for deforestation? That is afforestation. What do you mean by afforestation? That is, so as I said about deforestation, the climate will be affected, alarming. The climate change will be affected because there is no seasonal rainfall. If we are cutting down the tree continuously, what will happen? No rainfall will happen. So only the increasing in temperature will happen every year. So what does it will lead to? It will lead to the global warming effects. So in cities, water scarcity because of the land construction. So we are occupying more land, more forest land. That is, so what does it will happen? There will be the scarcity of water supply will happen, isn't it? So water is very much essential for our life. So for that what we have to do? We have to grow more forest. So if more trees are there, mean automatically rainfall will come. If the rain comes, mean water scarcity will be demolished. So in order for that, what we have to do? We have to grow more forest. So afforestation is the planting of trees. It is the process of planting the tree, or sowing seed in barren land. Barren land means vacant land. So to create the forest, if there is vacant land, mean what we have to do? We have to sow the seed or plant the new saplings in the barren land in order to grow the forest. This is known as afforestation. So what are the effects? What are the causes? Why we have to afforest the forest? So first one is the helping of the animals, not for the human being, for their shelter. Animals and human being need shelter. Shelter means the place where we are living. So animals, especially the wild animal, need shelter. They can be found only in the forest. So they need shelter. For that, what is needed? The forest, the trees are needed. So what we are doing? We are growing. We should grow more and more trees. And then through afforestation, we can increase the supply of oxygen. So what the plant are doing? They are releasing oxygen. So more supply of oxygen is there, mean that carbon dioxide accumulation will be cut down because of the oxygen supply. Then, so what they are doing? They are increasing the water vapor. Because of that, rainfall will also happen. Then the amount of carbon dioxide can be reduced. As I said, if there is increase in oxygen, what will happen? The amount of carbon dioxide production will be reduced. So global warming will not happen. And then it enables to avoid desertification of the land. Land will not be barren. Then barren land experience more strong wind. As the result, what will happen? Soil erosion will happen, isn't it? So in order to avoid that, what will we have to do? We have to grow more trees. Then more trees, so topsoil will not be eroded. Creating forest will be, so if we create more forest mean fodder mean the food for the animal, and then fruits, firewood, everything we can get from the trees. Then industries also need some specific type of trees. So afforestation is help the particular for the production, for the growing of the particular type of tree. So these are all the importance of afforestation. What is afforestation? Growing more trees. Why we have to grow more tree mean? For given shelter for the human being and also for animals. And also what the trees are doing? They are supplying oxygen. So the production of carbon dioxide will be reduced. So the global warming will not happen at all. And then they also provide some food for the animals. And the forest, barren land experience most, they can be experience strong wind, and it also causes soil erosion. The topsoil will be eroded. So in order to prevent that, what we have to do? We have to grow more trees. And then if we create forest mean, what will happen? Everything we can get, fodder, fruit, everything we can get from the forest. And some industries need special type of trees that is done with the help of the afforestation. So what we have to do? We have to afforest more forest, more trees, and then we do not deforest we must not cut down the trees. So under this what we have seen? Deforestation, cutting down the tree, why we are deforesting, and what are the causes, what are the effects of deforestation we have seen. And then about afforestation, what we have to do? We have to grow more trees in order for the global warming, especially for global warming. What we have to do? We have to grow more tree for the supply of oxygen. And then so these are about the afforestation program. And then Wangari Maathai, what she do mean? She grow green belt movement. She started green belt movement in Kenya in 1977. She grow more tree, that is about 51 million trees in Kenya. So for that she was awarded Nobel Prize in 2004. Wangari Maathai from Kenya. She grow more trees, about 51 million trees in Kenya. Okay, so this is about afforestation. The rest we will see in the next class. Thank you, children.